And here we go. Okay, yes. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, my name is Mxiety. I'm a mental health talk show host. And here tonight is the wonderful, amazing, incredible, one-of-a-kind Daddy, a.k.a. Bloodyfaster. I'm so excited to have you here. Can you tell how much I love, I'm so excited to have you here. I'm excited.
I'm also really excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hi, everyone.
Goodness. Okay. So what happened was Bloody was like, would anybody like me on their show? And I was like, yes, please, 4 times. Thank you. So that's how Eleni ended up. Wait, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Eleni?
No, it's Eleni. You got it right. Eleni.
Okay.
Yes.
Eleni. Okay. Yeah, because I figured that's the Greek thing.
First try.
Yeah. Well, it's the Greek in the brain that works.
Correct. The Greek. It's in the brain.
It's good. The Greek. Yeah. But so for background, not a lot of people know this, but I grew up in a Greek town in Russia. So it's a very complicated thing, and there's a whole timeline that goes attached to it. But that's how we ended up connecting and talking, because you are from Greece, which is really heckin' cool.
Yes. And my mom was born in Russia.
Yes.
My parents. It's there's a lot of connections there that we found one day when we were talking. So it's always cool when you find little, similarities with people that
you wouldn't expect.
Yeah. It's oh, okay. Oh, shit. We have so much in common.
Yeah. And all the way across the world, and now through the internet. It's not like we're neighbors. It's weird.
The world is weird. World.
It's true. And it's only getting smaller the more we get to know people, Yeah.
Yep.
But yes. Okay. That is, I guess I started the show, but I should back up a little bit. But this is the show that you're watching is Mxiety. I'm a mental health talk show host. The show's goal is to talk everything mental health so that the information is accessible and out there for everyone. I interview professionals. I interview other advocates. We have open topic discussions. When we're not doing that, we play some cozy mental health related games. So what you are on for tonight is my interview with the lovely, wonderful Bloodyfaster. And we're going to be talking about burnout. We're going to be talking about mental health. We're going to be talking about opportunities, how to make friendships in this business, all that good stuff. But yeah. Okay, so let's get started. Tell us, give us your spiel. Wait, you're over here. Yeah, give us your spiel. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh gosh, spiel. This is the worst moment for me, I think.
No,
I don't like talking about my. No, you're good. I need to be able to do this, right? But I just like it when other people do it for me, because when it comes to myself, I just don't think that I don't know. I cannot.
It's hard.
Sell myself. But
right. It's
hard.
Hi
Everyone. Hi. It is very hard. I'm Bloodyfaster, and I've been streaming for 5 years now. Twitch partner, recent Twitch ambassador.
Congrats, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
Cool.
I still just
it's
me?
So
really?
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I do cosplay. What else?
What do you not do?
I don't do a lot of things.
You do
There's
a lot
of
stuff.
things that I don't do, that I can't do, that I would never. A lot of things, but there's a lot of things that I dabble with, and I think it really ties into what we're going to be talking about, because sometimes I like a lot of things, and I try to do all of these things at the same time.
Sure.
And that's where problems arise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taking on way too much. I feel that. And then being wait, I can't do anything because I'm so overwhelmed. I want to scream.
Exactly. Thank you.
But so why, the first question is, of course, why is mental health important to you? What about the subject is near and dear to your heart? Because I know you talk about it, you very openly on Twitter, which I appreciate, but go ahead.
I think the mental health should be important to everyone. I really want to get to the point where, we're not why is it important to you? It should just be important. That's it. Full stop. As is health, our physical health.
Right.
And we all take care of it. And there's no judgment when someone takes care of their physical health, right? If I break my foot tomorrow, I will go to the doctor, and no one is going to say, oh, you need medical attention for that?
What's wrong
really?
with you? Oh.
Yeah, just go out in the sun. Maybe it would heal, So I grew up in an environment that was not mental health friendly. When I say mental health friendly, issues, mental health issues were always taboo, were always brushed off as something else. People were not talking about those things with kindness at all. It
Mm,
was, oh, you have a problem, you're crazy,
right,
right? It was
right.
just, you know, these words thrown around that in the moment you don't really think that they do harm, but they do so much harm in the long run. When you just hear all these harmful things over and over and over again for years and years, you end up like, I ended up being an adult like in my 30s, and I had never done anything for my mental health, because I thought that it that's it. It's either you are normal or you're
Right.
crazy.
There, yeah.
That's it.
Oh God, I
These
feel
were the
that.
two extremes, right? There was
Yeah,
no in between.
yeah.
Whereas that's like the complete, like it couldn't be more far from the truth,
Right, right.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's important to me because as soon as I figured out how much better I could be as a person, I just realized that just it's so important for everyone to get there. Like the world would be such a better place if everybody worked on themselves and on their
Yes.
issues,
Yep.
and right? It would just be so much better. And it's something that no one can do for others, unfortunately, like actively. We can talk about it and we can encourage people to do it, but it's not something that you cannot do the work for someone else. You can't go to therapy for someone else. It's something that each person has to do for them, right? But it's very it was important to me back when I decided to do something about myself, to see people talking about it, right? Like people like you, people like anyone else who shares their experiences. So they normalize that whole process. They normalize therapy. They normalize taking meds if you need to take meds. They
Yeah.
normalize, asking for help, and all that good stuff. I might have derailed there within
You did
my
not.
reply.
No, you
Okay.
are you are literally
Okay.
saying things that I say, and you're like even going on the points as I go through points. So you're good. You're saying all the things that I normally say. So they're not only is the audience like they know what you're saying, but also you're totally on point. Is on brand. We're good.
Good, good, good.
But yeah, so how did that, I guess, what were the events that led you to finally be like, okay, I have to take care of my mental health? Because I grew up in that kind of environment too, where like I remember looking back now, it would have been very helpful to look at it differently. But so for example, like my aunt had to be hospitalized my great aunt had to be hospitalized for psychiatric care. And this was Russia. And so my mom was like, oh, she's crazy. Like she was on television or something because she was like a politician in my town. And so my mom saw her and she's like, she's crazy. She was hospitalized. And I remember like as a 10-year-old, like that went into the bank, right? That was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, people go to the hospital. They're crazy. Okay. That's not good. That's not normal. So you have to
Wow.
beat a lot of things, so I was fighting that also when I went to get help. So the question is like, what were you fighting when you were finally like, no, I have to do something. I have to talk to someone.
Right. Um so it's not just one singular, event or thing, right? It's just yourself, and you know what you're going through, like your demons and your struggles. And personally, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and these are my demons and my struggles. And I never really thought growing up, and in my 20s and all that, I never really thought that, hey, maybe you are suffering from something. It's not just
Mm,
that you are whatever you think that you are, like
right. Just weird,
lazy, or
lazy.
yeah,
Right.
just weird. Yeah, lazy is like a big word, right?
Mm,
And I wanted to be better in my relationships with people. I wanted to be as good as other people were to me. I didn't want to bring my baggage into anything else that I do in my life. I decided that, like, it's here, now's the time, right here, right now, now's the time to do something, to start this process of letting go of, things that don't serve you anymore, things that never served you in the first place, just all these, I don't know, like the trauma, trauma. I want to talk about
Let's
trauma
go.
because
Let's go. Capital T. Let's go.
capital T. Um, I have a lot of trauma from my childhood, from abuse from my childhood, and that's something that I never, up until this, now, like this year, 2020, that happened so recently. I had this trauma that I never really acknowledged. As a kid, you don't really know what's going on.
No,
You
no,
just
you
go
just
through the
think,
motions.
yeah, you're just like, hey, this is how life is. And it's sucky, but I guess this is how life is. Yeah.
Exactly, because what can you do, right?
Right.
And you, especially as a kid, you are learning. And that's the thing, you do not have the answers. You're looking for the answers in your environment and the people who love you. And if these people are the ones who, traumatize you, then that gets so complicated.
Of
It's
course.
just, you grow up and then you have these moments of, whoa, is anything that I learn even real? Like, did I
Yeah.
even learn anything that is truthful? Or do I
Right.
have to re examine anything that I thought was true for myself and for other people? So it's so involved. And it's never just, oh, yeah, you fix this one thing and that's it. Boom,
Yeah.
you're
You
done.
just,
It,
2 appointments. You're in,
yeah,
you're
no,
out. Yeah.
it's just, it's all interconnected, interwoven. And it, unfortunately, if you want to attack this, you have to be willing to be hurt again. Um,
To go
and that's
through it.
something,
Yeah.
yes, it's processing trauma is hurtful. It's, you are literally opening up the wound, to just clean it up and allow it to heal. It's hurtful. It's not easy. If anyone says that therapy and, trauma processing is easy, they're lying. They're lying. It's just, it's not. You have to, if you are honest with yourself, and if you're honest during therapy, which you should be, because that's the whole point. It hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts when you look at yourself and you see the things that you don't like about yourself, and you have
Right.
to face them,
Right.
right? Because that's the only way that you're going to change.
Yeah.
Like, you have to face those things that are painful.
Yeah. Yeah,
Boy,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think first of all, thank you so much for sharing that. You didn't have to open up about that,
Well,
and
of
you did.
course.
So thank you for that. No, but it's really true. And somebody else who I interviewed at one point had said that trauma is one of those things that either you decide, hey, I'm going to deal with it, or it deals with you. Like, it just runs the show. Whether that's having like flashbacks or whatever might be going on, it's, your decisions are based on past trauma and how you deal with it. And if you decide to kind of stuff it all down there, which a lot of us are taught to just like, hey, this happened. Oh, too bad. I'm just going to put this away. And this happened too. Oh, I'm just going to put that away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to dig it all up. And then you're like, oh, this is disgusting.
There's right? Like, is that me? Like, where did this all come from?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you got to a point where, like, were things just really bad for you emotionally, or you were just like, hey, this isn't right? Like did something like terrible happen, and you don't have to share exactly what, but, or did you just go like, it's time for therapy?
Okay, so I started therapy. I don't exactly know. I don't remember when. It was
Okay.
a couple years ago, but it
Mhm.
wasn't after like a traumatic event.
Mhm.
But I think it was just a culmination of a lot of, I don't know, like when you argue a lot with people, and then something goes wrong in your career, and then something goes wrong in that other place, and you feel like you're losing control of everything in your life. So I think it was kind of like this moment of, shit, I really need to do something if I want to move forward, because I
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
I really need to take control of my life, because honestly, that is the only thing I can control, is myself and how I behave, and my actions, my attitudes, my words. I can control those things. I
Yeah.
can't control what happens with other people and how other people treat me, but I want to be able to manage my emotions better, because I struggle with that. I still struggle with that. Like there's moments where I feel like my brain does whatever it wants to do and I have no say in it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It happens. And that's the thing also, that therapy and, trauma processing and all that good stuff, it's not really like, like a process that it just, straightforward, and we start here and we just take the path and we follow it and we reach our destination. No, it's like it's windy and
Yeah.
it goes back and forth, and sometimes you feel like you've made zero progress or even you backtracked, and that's okay. That happens, like falling off the wagon in anything you want to do, anything you're trying to do, that's fine. You just keep on keeping on. That's all we can do. And I've been having these thoughts lately about mental health in general, and how it's a spectrum, really. Like everything is a spectrum in life, and
Of course.
everything and anything, right?
Mhm.
And there's no normal. There's no normal. No one is normal because it does not exist. There's no normal way to, like, no, everyone, literally everyone has their own unique, tiny little, like, modified way of doing things. Like, there's no normal. Like, why? Who taught us this? That there's one way to do things, only one way. What? No, there's no what? No.
I
If
love
we
that.
can, right? If we can accept that everyone is unique, then we can't just keep struggling to achieve a normality that does not really exist.
Yes.
Like, what are we even doing? Like, what are we, right? Like, if you could be anyone, right? Chat. Is there anyone who you look at and you think, damn, they really have their shit together, like they're really like the perfect person. They're so normal. Like, what? That's not exist. Everyone has their demons. Everyone has their problems. Everyone, every single person, the person who you adore, your hero, your role model, they have their issues. They're struggling with stuff. Everybody, everyone. No, yeah, normal does not exist for me, and I struggled for the longest time with this, and with trying to fit in wherever you think you have to fit in, like with anything, whether it is gender expression, whether it is whatever you're doing, right? It's just, I've always felt this need of I'm not good enough for this group. I'm
Oh
not good
my
enough for this.
God.
I'm not
Ah.
smart enough. I'm not
Mhm.
pretty enough. I'm not this. I'm not feminine enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that. Oh my gosh, like, enough. Enough. I say enough to myself, like, enough. When are you just gonna do what's good for you? And just let things happen. Like, what, I've always struggled, and tried to be someone that I'm not. Like, I always thought that being literally anyone other than myself would be better. Literally anyone other than myself. Like, that's how much I disliked who I was. But now I feel like that's not the play. That's not, hating myself is not the play. Truly, just, I need to do the hard work to love myself, because I think that you can learn to love yourself even if you have forgotten how to do that, which I did. I did forget how to love myself. But I think that, you know, you're here and you're listening to me rant about things, but even that helps. Even listening to someone else talk about their stuff, it helps. Like, you listen to Mxiety talk about all these things all the time, and that helps so much. That's normalizing the situations that are really that these are the things that are normal. Having problems is normal.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
only thing that's normal. Having issues is normal, okay? Not being perfect, that is fucking normal. I'm sorry for the F-bomb, but
Everybody
that's
gets
it.
one. You're fine.
Good. That's it. I'm not gonna throw another one. But it's just, I get really passionate about it, because
Mhm.
if I can help someone, especially someone younger than I am, someone who is, a teenager, right? Or in their 20s, someone who is just really starting in life, right? If I can help these people a little bit just by sharing my experiences, and my mistakes and what I could have done sooner, um, then great. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And I'm just glad that at this point of my life, I am in a place and surrounded, whether it is physically surrounded or, like via the internet, surrounded by people who talk about that stuff. Surrounded by people who have never once shamed me for needing meds every day, to go
Yeah.
through my life. I've never felt this judgment that I thought I would have gotten back then, which I
Yeah.
would,
Yeah.
like
No,
I
yeah.
would. If back then, in my little town in Greece, I said, "Hey, I need Zoloft to go through, life," they would look at me like, "Okay, you crazy. All right."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's back to that
Yeah.
word. It would be back like, okay, crazy,
Right.
take
That
your
damn
pills.
word.
Yeah.
Exactly. Take
Yeah.
your crazy pills. And that's like, no, I just absolutely loathe that. I loathe it. Yeah. I used to feel that way. I used to think that, pills are all crazy pills. But that's it. That
A
you
lot of
don't
people
really
think that
need.
still. Yeah.
Yes, you don't really. What? You need pills? What? No, you don't. Yes, you do, though. Why? Because your brain has chemical imbalances that these pills fix. Boom. Science. That's it. That's it.
Boom. Science.
Boom. Boom. That's it. Like, we do, like, our brains need some things. Okay, sometimes our bodies do not produce the things that our brains need. All right, cool, we have science to help us with that. We have
Yeah.
science and we have medicine to help us in our lives. And I really don't get why we are still like, it's still taboo in a
Yeah.
lot of places and for a
Yeah.
lot of people. Why? It's so it's the same exact thing as, yes, taking ibuprofen when you have a headache.
Right.
Why is that no taboo? You are helping your body do something.
To be fair, I've
Right?
seen people throw taboo on that, like, oh, you really need the Tylenol, and I'm like, yes, I do, because my head hurts and I want it to stop.
Gosh,
The
yeah,
science
okay.
made this Tylenol so that I don't have to sit here and suffer. So I'm gonna take it.
I get it. Like, I'm not saying that anyone, should go over to the other side of
Sure.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, pop pills, whatever, and but yeah, there's always the right way to do these things, right? Yes.
Yeah. I love you so much. I wanted to go back to that concept of like I wanted to be anybody else, because that is so there's this I think I went through that, and I think I like kind of covered it up by saying, yeah, but I'm just improving. I'm always improving. I'm trying to be my best me. I'm just trying to, and there's a difference. There's a not very big, but there is a difference between constantly pushing yourself because you want to be better, you want to do better, right? And literally pushing yourself because you hate the person who you are and you have to be different than what you are. And so you're pushing yourself further away from yourself. It feels good because you're like, "Oh, but it's good. I'm trying to better myself." But really you're just crapping on yourself and saying you're not good enough right now.
Yeah.
And that brings us back around to burnout, because you end up, like you said, you started saying, you end up asking yourself to do way too much. Like yeah. So can you talk about that? Like how did you, because you do so much, and you're one of those people that you look at and you're like, oh, she's doing a cosplay today. Oh, she's talking about studying for a Japanese class. Oh, and she went to therapy. Oh, and she streamed for 8 hours. Oh, okay. Like I'm watching you and I'm going, how does she do it all? And it's through help. Like I understand that you don't do it by yourself and you don't do it without, patience and everything with yourself, but you still brought yourself to burnout. So let's talk about that.
Yes. That's so funny to me how you, I don't know, see me as this person who does it all and does it all well as well,
Right.
And I have the complete opposite opinion. Well, not complete, but like
Yeah,
my
no, I got you.
opinion on myself is just not
Not
your
that.
opinion about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think it's it has a lot to do with social media.
Hmm.
uh, especially this year, because social media was basically all we had to, see what's going on in the world, see what's going on with our friends, basically. And you're going to see what everyone is accomplishing on a daily basis. You're going to see
Yep.
all of the accomplishments, all the great things, all the milestones, and, all the good stuff, right? And no matter how many times I have read or someone has told me or I have said to someone else as advice that, oh, social media it's fake, it's all fake, like we all post our greatest moments, but it's not really what happens in our lives,
Yeah.
like you're just getting a sneak peek of someone's day, whatever, like some moments, right? But they're gonna post about the good moments more. Like no one is gonna start posting about all of their failures, like
Yeah.
people are going to talk about, okay, I shot my shot and I got this thing.
Yeah,
Not a lot
because
of
it's
people are going to
better.
say
That
that,
feels better to talk
right?
about, right? I don't
Of
blame anybody.
course,
Like, I don't want
of
to talk about my
course.
crappy stuff. I want to talk about when good things happen because I want to
Right.
celebrate it. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because it's kind of weird too. Like, why do you say, "Oh, I didn't get that, but better luck next time." And I mean, you're gonna say it once, and
Yeah.
then another time, and then you're like, "Oh, well, okay, whatever." So the thing is that you don't see the whole picture. You will never see the whole picture, right? Like, even when you think that I am doing well, at the same time, I might be on the floor crying. Like, I might post a picture of a cosplay and then I might have a breakdown. So I might really do.
I
Okay.
feel
But,
that I don't do cosplays, but like I
you
feel
know,
that so hard because
you
I
know,
will I
it's,
and I try to be transparent about you. I know you're very transparent about it, and I try to be transparent about it. But there's definitely still points where you're like, I just can't share this because I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like being this vulnerable. I don't whatever it is, like you can't share every single emotion that you're going through because that will drive people like just like okay, I got it. I'm in your head now. Nobody
yeah,
wants that either. But
yeah.
I get that moment of like posting that wonderful thing and then being like, yeah, and I still feel empty. Like you feel like, oh, there's an accomplishment and you post about it. And then you're like, it doesn't feel like we started the show and I talked about the fact that you were a Twitch ambassador and your response was, I can't believe that that's me. Right? Instead of
Imposter syndrome.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
so bad.
Yeah, it is terrible. And you asked about burnout,
Yeah.
and
We
I
went all the
mean,
way over
we
here, but we can come
did.
back to burnout. Let's go. Let's go back to
Circling
burnout.
around to burnout. That is it. That when you feel like you are not doing enough, and you are looking around you, and you're like, oh my god, everyone is doing everything. Really, like
Yeah.
you're just taking moments in time from amazing people, granted, yes, but you're just taking all these moments like as a composite image, and you say, I should be doing more.
Yeah,
Like,
comparing
oh
to
my
that.
god. Like, yeah,
Right.
exactly. I like how my brain works. I'm gonna go on Twitter, right? And I'm gonna see an amazing TikTok, and I'm gonna think to myself, oh, why are you not in? Why are you not creating this
Oh
content?
my god. I do that. It drives
Yeah,
me
yes. And then like someone else does something else amazing. Like, oh, why are you not an artist? Like,
yeah.
you're like,
I want
what?
to enjoy, but I'm sitting here like, why can't I just enjoy the stupid TikTok? I just want to look at it and be like,
Yes.
wow, that's a cool TikTok. But I go, wow, that's a cool TikTok. You're an idiot because you didn't think of it. Why? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Thank you. And that's it. See, like that's not a healthy
Right.
way of seeing it, but
Right.
it's the way that right now, like my brain is handling it, and I'm trying. That's where I'm trying to kind of fix all of these the problematic mindset that I have around all
Yeah.
these things,
Just
because
unhealthy.
it is
Yeah.
very unhealthy. And like I can give you all the advice and you can give it back to me, and it's going to be wonderful advice, but we will never actually internalize it, I think.
Well, it will at some point it hits in. If it's
yes,
in the right
yes.
place from the right person at the right time, it hits different. And then you're like,
It does. It's true.
oh,
That's
even
why
though
it's good to hear it a lot,
yeah.
because like
Yeah.
one time won't really make a difference, but when you hear it a lot and from a lot of people, then like it starts,
Mhm.
just kind of getting ingrained in your brain, right? Uh also, you were talking before about Twitter and posting something, just not just Twitter, like social
Yeah,
media,
yeah.
you post something and you get this validation in the moment, maybe, like this, oh, okay, I got like this many likes. Ha, cool.
Feels good. Yeah.
Feels good, but at the same time, how, like, the way that our brains work, like external validation will never be the same as internal validation. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it can ever, I don't know, I'm not, I don't want to talk in absolute. So at least for me, it just doesn't work this way. Like I can get validation from Twitter. Let's say, like, okay, something had 1,000 likes. Okay, wow, all right. If I don't believe that, I deserve this, or if I don't believe I'm good enough, or if I believe that, oh, but I could have done better,
Yep.
that's like that doesn't even mean anything,
Yep. Yep.
and it's just it's so unhealthy, it's toxic to me
Mm-hmm.
to feel this way. But yeah, and that's something that, I catch it when it happens sometimes, and I manage to say, hey, let's, like, don't think about that. Like, what? That's good. Just, okay, acknowledge that you did a good thing, and it's good to just feel happy about this. That's it. You don't have to think about what you could have done better all of the time.
Yeah. 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 But it's so
Yeah,
hard.
it is.
It's hard.
It's really hard though.
It's really hard.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, please, can you all stop being so talented, because I need a break.
I need a break from my head. Yeah. So so that's my question, I guess. So you ended up burning out. This was recent. You talked about it very publicly. You didn't stream for like a month or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like I streamed like a few times, like throughout a whole month, like just a couple times, maybe 3 times. And it was just because I felt like I had to. Also, it was not from a place of, oh my gosh, yeah, I just miss streaming and I have, yeah, it was, no, I, like, you've been gone forever. Like, you're going to destroy everything you've built.
With streaming, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
Right. It does. And especially, with like longer breaks, right? Like a day or two is like nothing. But if we're talking about weeks, months, then yeah, like, it's scary. It's very scary. But I just decided, because I did burn out. I burned out after my St. Jude fundraising month, like last May.
That was a lot. You did a lot. You did a lot for that.
I did a lot, but the thing is that, a lot of it came, I don't know. I just wanted to do well, but there was no clear image in my head of what that actually means.
Right.
It's just, okay, I want to do well. And I had a goal, but then the goal started shifting upwards, and then other people did better than me too. So it's like, are you not trying as much as you should be? Like, me talking to myself. So yes, what nanosphere, that's it. It's just doing well, arbitrary, nothing.
Well, you can set that goal, and that's the healthier thing. It's one of the things you learn in therapy is how to set those goals and how to define these things, because otherwise you can continue using the word enough forever and ever and ever. This isn't enough. That's not enough. That's not enough now. And that just infinity of enough. So in therapy, something that you learn is how to define what enough means for you, and to make sure to stop your brain when you say you're not enough and go, okay, tell me what is enough then. What is enough right now? And then, okay, and then you wheel yourself back and pull yourself out of that like spiraling abyss of not enough, not enough, not enough.
Yeah, that spiral, huh? But yeah. I don't know. I don't have the answers for this. Like, if I did, that'd be great, because that would help me a lot. But
so how did you know that you were burned out though? So, because that would help other people to be like, oh, these are maybe the signs. Like, how did you know that you were like, I'm toast?
Well, I mean, I literally lost all motivation to do work on anything. Like, there was nothing. That joy that you feel when you're doing something that you love.
Yep.
That is completely gone. It was just a state. I I don't know, I kind of, my brain really kind of refuses to go back to that place, because it was like, it was a dark place. You really feel that that's it. You don't want to do anything. You really just want to sit and just have your brain be maybe busy with something, so that you don't think about what you're missing out on, because you can't do the things that you want to do, like,
Yeah.
and it's not that you don't want to do the things, but you literally feel like you can't. It's just
Yeah.
at this point where your brain says no,
Yeah.
just no, and it is scary, because it doesn't go away with just, oh, I'm gonna take a day off and they will go away. It's just,
Yeah.
if you
No.
get to that point, then it's a long process, which I feel like I'm getting out of now, like now, after almost a year of it having happened, and I did not navigate through it gracefully at all. Like, what I should have done is, as soon as I realized that that was what was happening, I should have taken like a full whatever chunk of time off. But what I did, because I'm smart like that, I'm not. I was just, like, not streaming for a week, maybe stream once, and then not streaming for a week again, because I'm just done. That's it. Like, that's all the energy that I had to give. So trying to half-ass everything,
Yeah.
from that point on, was even more detrimental to everything. Like, I didn't help my case at all.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am grateful, because that's where my community and my friends, and everyone who cares about me, they helped me overcome this. It With what? With just telling me that it's okay to, not be productive. It's okay to feel this way. It is okay to not
Self-forgiveness.
do things. Yes, it is okay. Forgiveness for myself, more than anything, because how when you don't do something that you're supposed to be doing, you feel like you're letting people down. You feel like you're just a disappointment. You're just
Yeah.
disappointing
Yeah.
to everyone, and
Yeah.
most of all to yourself, right? So, and guilty, and
Yeah.
that guilt, oh my. Right, it's like, no, like, everyone's supposed to have time off of things, like,
Yeah.
it's normal to not normal, it's a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
our brains need to restart. Our brains need to just get away from our responsibilities once in a while, and not we should not let things get to that point of burnout. Yeah, we should not push ourselves to that point, like, we're for what? Like, we're like, I think all of us, most of us, or toying, and we're just like tiptoeing around the line, just like, I'm feeling so exhausted all the time, but let me just do this other thing too.
Yeah.
And like, maybe, it's like, oh gosh, what? No, like, why our generation? And I don't know about the newer, the younger generations now, but at least millennials, we are just so obsessed with doing everything and doing everything well. And oh my god, who did this to us? Why? And why are we
Who
doing
did-
it to ourselves?
I,
Right? I mean,
yeah, no, you're totally
It's
right.
not, because I'm talking about myself here, but also it's something that I've seen in
Yeah, you're not
so
alone
many
in
of my
doing this.
friends.
No,
Right? It's
no.
just,
And content creation in general, I feel like, you have to be hungry to succeed, and it
oh
just
yeah,
it eats you up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see other people succeed in
Yep.
doing things, and then you get this sudden, like, urge to, I gotta do this thing. They're just, but what if you have 10 things that you're working on already? Like, not every person can do everything,
Mhm.
and not every person can please everyone else. Like, that is impossible.
Mhm.
And that is something that I tried to do for the longest time. And that is also something that contributed to me being burned out. Like, that, when you try to please everyone, and
Yep.
you say yes to everything. Oh,
Everything.
you're gonna do this event? Yeah, let's go, let's do this. Are you gonna do that? Oh yeah, let's do this. And It's like, okay, well, we have limited time
And
and limited
energy.
energy,
Yeah.
yes, and brain power. Like,
Yeah. There's only
right?
so much.
There's only so much you can do. There's
Yeah.
only so much. And honestly, I don't think that we are meant as human beings to do what we have been doing in society, like this 8 hour of work, 8 hours of sleep, whatever, 8 hours of more work. It's like, okay, so where is the leisure, where's the
Yep. Yep.
time when you just let your brain be,
Right.
just when do you just exist? It's always a struggle. It's
Yeah.
always like a race.
Yeah.
It's like if we're running all the damn time, and then how are you not gonna burn out when your brain is always on overdrive?
Yeah. Yeah. I've talked to people and they've literally even said, like, I've said, I think I tweeted one time. I was like, it's a really good idea to give your brain time to chill out by like turning off electronics when you shower or in the car, maybe not listening to a podcast, but just driving, like taking those moments where your brain can catch up. And the amount of responses I got back that were like, oh, I watch YouTube in the shower. Oh, I tweet while and I was reading that and then these were the same people who talk about burnout. And I'm like, well, how do you think that happens? Because your brain has no time to catch its breath. You're constantly shoving information in there. Yeah.
So this is wow. So today, this morning, this same morning, this day, I decided to eat breakfast not in front of my computer.
Ooh.
For the first time in
I try to practice that too.
months?
No phone allowed.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I took my cereal and I just sat in a table, an actual dinner table, and I ate.
What a
And
novel
that's all I
concept.
did.
Yeah.
It was not easy, mind you. It was like I was doing that. I'm like, oh my, should I not be doing something else at the same time?
Right.
And honestly, I don't know why I've been trying to multitask. I'm so bad at multitasking. And I don't think that anyone is particularly good at multitasking. I think that's kind of a myth that people can multitask.
A lot of us aren't meant to like some people can better than others.
Okay, you're right. Like I don't. Yeah, if you can, then
good for you.
More power to you. Good for you. But I can't. Like I want to think that I can, but honestly, I should just accept the fact that I can't, and that it's better sometimes to just focus on one thing, whether I think it is important or not. Like whether it is just showering, as you said, like focus on that. Why? It's a great experience, eating. It's great. Just focus on that. That what you said, that we should let our brains just take in what is happening. Just one thing, take it in, process it, store it if we need to.
So hard to do.
Yeah, we're trying to process a billion things at the same time, and then we expect our brains to not be confused.
Right.
Then we're like, oh, my brain is foggy today. My brain, like, oh, I feel like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Of course you're exhausted because your brain is constantly just working, just going, like nonstop. And I mean, to me, mental exhaustion has nothing on physical exhaustion. In terms of physical exhaustion, fine, you're gonna sleep, gonna just stretch, it's gonna be fine. But mental exhaustion, that won't go away. We just, you slept tonight and it goes away. Unfortunately, it takes a lot more to get it back to where you think it should be.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're totally right. And this kind of leads into our question that we have in the queue from Katie. I'm gonna give a little story. So my therapist, I once asked her, because I was like, I feel guilty not doing anything, even though I know I need to take breaks, right, in order to function properly. I feel really guilty not doing anything. Like, how do I know when I'm going to be okay if I'm not doing anything? And I don't know if I'm doing a good job because I'm not doing anything. And the way she put it, I thought was so helpful. She's like, well, you have to imagine like your brain is broken. Like, when you break a leg or you break a bone, and there's that first week you're in like intense pain. You can't really move your arm, right? If it's your like So for me, it was my wrist. And she's like, and then the next week you can kind of wiggle around and the swelling is down. And then the next week you can maybe pick something up with that hand, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she was talking about this. So that's how we have to imagine burnout in a similar way, that like your brain is tired and not working to its full, so you have to slowly give it time to come back. And depending on how bad your fracture is, right, like I had like a tiny little hairline fracture after I went snowboarding that healed in 3 weeks, right? But you break your full bone, that's going to take like a month, 2 months to heal,
Right.
And so burnout relates to that. Again, I'm not a doctor, but that's advice that was given to me that I felt like was good to share. But
right. I mean, and that's the thing, that it's much easier to prevent something from happening than to fix it. And
yes.
yeah,
We don't do enough preventative stuff. We don't.
Right. That is kind of like this. What we're doing right now is preventative. Like, it's something that says, hey, people, don't make the same mistake, because it sucks. Try and fix it if that actually happens to you. Just like, listen to your body, listen to your brain. I think we forgot how to do that. If your body is telling you that you are exhausted today, that you need to just not work today, or I don't know, you need to take a nap, do that. Like, don't say, no, you know nothing, I got to do this thing right now, I gotta work. Like, you have to trust your body. You have to as you trust your body when your body's hungry and you need to feed it, your body's thirsty, you need to give it water. Your brain needs stuff too, and we treat it badly a lot of the time. We just treat it as something, we take it for granted. That's what happens. We take it for granted, and we think that our brains are going to work no matter what, and they're going to work well no matter what.
Nope.
And it's like, no, if you don't take care of the machinery, it's going to fall apart. You gotta do the work as well. As you go, you got to take care of it. You got to be gentle with it. It's
the way I also have said it, like, your phone works better when it's fully charged than it does when it's on 5%, right? When it's on 5%, apps start shutting down and starts like some phones will have like a black and white screen, like it doesn't have the juice, and the same thing happens to you. And so the question that Katie asked was, how do you recognize your burnout is over? How do you test the waters again? Or is it just a feeling? Like, do you just know?
Yeah, I am not sure if I don't think there's a definitive moment, because it's such a long process that it just happens very, very, very gradually, very slowly. And you got to be real careful, because there's going to be backtracking a lot. Sometimes you feel like, okay, maybe this is, maybe I can get back to the thing now. And then you kind of see that, oh, no, I'm not. I still don't.
Right. I'm not ready.
It doesn't feel good. It happened to me. Like, I tried coming back after that multiple times. But I just did not get enough time in between, like I was trying to come back too early every time, because I was anxious. That I was gone for too long. So it's way better to just, if you're feeling that you're close to burnout, or if you have burned out, like, to just, if you can't afford to do that, like, it'll be great to just take a chunk of time and say, I got to take this time off for me, and just do other things, other things, not work, other things that make you happy, whatever brings you joy. But I just tested the waters, as you said, like, slowly until I, when I came back to streaming again recently, it felt right. It finally felt like, okay, I stream and it feels good while I'm streaming, and it feels good when I'm done. So that's great, but still, though, I am not going to push myself. If I feel like I'm not into it 100%, then I'm not going to do it. If I feel like my brain is suffering in the moment, I'm not going to put my brain through that. I'm not going to say, no, work now, do that. Especially when we're talking about creative professions, right?
Yeah.
You can't just brute force it. You can't. Maybe you can brute force something that you do with your hands, but you can't just create out of nowhere, like creating is just so hard. It's so hard. It's like at the top of the pyramid. So it just you have to be in a very good spot, with your brain. You gotta be cooperating with your brain in order to do this. So and that's it. That's the thing with mental health though, that there's no clear answers. There's no, yes or no answers really. So you can't guide someone completely. I think
Yeah.
you
No, of
can,
course.
yeah. What we do, I think, what we can do as some, people who are not mental health professionals, but people who are
Hmm.
just sharing their experiences, is we are sharing our path and how
Yes.
complicated that path was, and that may be telling someone else that, hey, my path was dark and was windy, but I came out of it. Like there's still light at the end of it. Maybe you're not seeing it right now, but it's there. If you keep at it, it's there. So I think that is the value in what we do, and the value in sharing these experiences, right? Is to just show how things are not hopeless. The things can be good for you, like
Yeah.
not just for anyone else other than you. No, things can be good for you, and you can make them good for you. That's it. Like you can't. Like you are in control of this. You are in control of, well, not your destiny, but your brain. Whether it feels like it's like completely out of your control or not, it just know that you can. Know that you can. The things that you think are unfixable, no, nothing is unfixable. You can fix it. You can be better. You can be better if that's what you want. Whatever that is for you. Whatever that means to you.
I
That's
love
it.
that. I love that so
I
much.
believe it though. That's, you see people before they've had therapy and after, and you see how,
Mm.
like, damn, like it really works, right? And you hear people talk about their experiences and just how much, they accomplished so much, and they managed to let go of so many, hurtful things in their lives. And you just say, hey, if they could, I can. Maybe, like it's
Oh,
possible, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
knowing that it's possible, I think, is, it's hopeful, and I love hope. And yeah.
That's beautiful. My God, I love that so much. You're so wonderful. That's beautiful. No, it's very, very
You're
true.
beautiful.
Oh my God, stop. You have you
Thank you so
seen your
much.
own cosplays? You stop
You
it.
stop it.
You
Yeah, you
stop
stop
it.
it. Okay.
uh so corny. Um,
Okay.
but I think about how like if I do push myself to make something when I'm not feeling good, it's crap. It's not good. Like you said, it's you have to feel good in order to be able to create something good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because even if it is good, it will never feel like this to you, which is the most important
Because
thing.
you're
Even,
making it while you're tired. You're like, yeah, okay,
yes.
great.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever. Even if people say, oh my God, it's perfect, in your head, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I could have done it better. It could have been, if I wasn't so tired, maybe it could have
Maybe
been
it
even
would
better.
have been better. Yeah.
Well,
Who
who
would have
told you to
thought?
create when you're not, it's
Yeah.
just, we are so hard on ourselves, and we need to stop being so damn hard on ourselves. Okay. You, whoever is listening right now, I'm pointing fingers. Yes. Stop being so hard on yourself. Okay. And if you think you're not hard on yourself, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. Because I feel like we're just so ready to support everyone else. Like, you see someone
Oh, you about
struggling.
to call me out. Okay,
I'm
go.
about to call you out. I'll call you out. I'll call you out. It's so much easier to give all this advice to people and say, don't be hard on yourself. And then I'm gonna be hard on myself after this is done. So kind of hypocritical of me. But then I got other people, like I got Mxiety, who is gonna say that for me and to me. She's gonna say, hey, don't be hard on yourself. You're great. And that's kind of how it goes, and that's why it's really important to have a support system around you, and people who love you, and people who care about you, and people who, when you're spiraling, will hold you, and they will be there for you, and they will keep you grounded. And it's truly important. I think that mental health journeys, it's so much easier when they're done with other people. Like I don't think that
Yeah.
it's a, you know, it's not a lonely path. It's not, like, it's really not, like, it
It's better to
has to
share
be
it.
right. It's so much better to just do it with help, to say, hey, person whom I love and you love me, I got this problem and I really want to make it right. I really want to make it right for you and for us, you know, and for everyone, right? And that just, it takes off the weight that you might feel, you know, the weight of that bad part of you that you feel that exists, and kind of, I don't know, makes it a bit easier to navigate it, I think, you know. Like, generally doing things with other people can make things a lot easier, right? Just, you know, collaborating, cooperating, but mental health too, like, I don't think it should be a lonely path. I think that people should ask for help. Also, men, I know that men are
Yes.
really,
Yep.
yes, men don't ask for help a lot because society has taught us, you know, patriarchy has taught us that men should be strong and men should not cry and men should not be weak.
And not ask for
And
anything. And yep.
yeah, but that's all some bullshit. And I think that if you are a man and you were struggling, you should definitely ask for help. And um I'm just happy to see that society has shifted a lot in that aspect, that now I don't see a lot of men being shamed about that. You know, I see a lot of people, uh, you know, urging men to seek help. And that
Yeah.
is beautiful. I love that because I got men in my life, you know, my brother, you know, my dad, my partner,
Yep.
a lot of men in my life that I love, and I want them to be healthy and safe. You know, all my friends, all my male friends, I want them to be happy. I want them to be here. You know, I don't want anyone to feel like they're alone in the world. You know, I want people, I want people to ask for help and get the help they need the way that I got the help that I needed. You know, like I always kind of relate my experiences to other people. Like that's how I empathize.
Yeah.
It just, that's it. Like I feel like everyone deserves to find a I don't know, a peaceful place within themselves. You know, everyone deserves to have peace in their everyday lives, you know, and we can and we should, that's what we should strive for, I think. Just have inner peace. However, like, you might think, oh, is that some new age stuff? Like, not even like just, that's something that I've always said, not always, but lately especially, I've been saying that I'm just happy if, you know, there's no major emergencies happening. Just, I'm just happy when I can exist, you
Yeah.
know. I can exist without the world being on fire, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes when you have mental health issues, especially unchecked mental health issues, especially issues that you have no idea even where they came from, or are they real issues, or are you just, you know, just imagining things, I feel like that is a source of great discomfort. At least it was for me. Like,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
knowing, not doing anything about it, you know, just living life, just going where, like, I didn't have anything to look forward to in reality. I just thought that, okay, well, you grew up to be a shitty person, that's it. That, and that's not true at all, you know,
No, it
that
doesn't
wasn't true
have
at
to
all.
be. No.
Exactly. Like, even if there are behaviors that, you know, you want to change, you can do that. Like, acknowledging what's wrong and acknowledging that those things that you want to change, and getting the help that you need to change those things, that's like such a, I don't know, a sign of strength, right? It's not
Yes.
weakness at all. It's
Yes. It's the
just,
opposite of
it
that.
is the opposite.
Absolutely.
And that's why, you know, men and everyone else, not just men, but especially men who don't ask for help, they should know this, that it takes a strong person to ask for help and receive it, you know, and do something about it. That's like the, what?
No,
If you
you're
are,
right.
yes. If you are going to therapy, you're great. You're awesome. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you, because that's so it's hard. It's so hard. And you're doing the hard work. And you're doing the hard work for you, but also for the people around you, because the baggage that we carry, whether we want it or not, we do share it with other people. Like when I'm carrying baggage around, right? And I have behaviors that are, I don't know, unchecked, whatever.
Yeah.
I may treat people badly because of them, right?
Right, because you're carrying that around and you're taking it out on other people. Yep.
Exactly. And that is a cycle that continues. And then that person will probably do that to someone else. And that, that cycle continues. And it's on us, I feel, on every one of us to just kind of break this cycle, to be like, no, I got my issues. Yes, but I will work on them.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean that, misunderstandings are not going to happen ever again with people.
Right.
No, of course. You're going to argue with people and you're going to mess up. And other people are going to mess up. And that's the thing, though, that we all mess up. We're all human beings and we will all just make mistakes. And that's perfectly fine. That is okay. And, people will forgive you and you will have to forgive people. And then what we need to do is just never be, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to ever settle and be like, okay, I'm good enough now. Like, that's it. I don't want
of course,
to. Just,
of course.
No,
of course. You want to keep improving. Yeah.
Right.
And being better than you were yesterday. But you don't have to be so mean to yourself about it. That's all.
No. You should be very, you don't have to be mean to yourself. That's it. I feel like, I say those things while I'm very mean to myself a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. No. I am too.
Don't be mean to yourself, you guys.
Yeah. I'm fine though. You don't be mean. I'll be mean though, because I'm a butt, so I deserve meanness. Yeah.
You're
I know.
Perfect, so you're great, but I'm not. So no.
Yeah.
No,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous.
That's how we think, right? Yes.
It's truly, I feel like my mental health took a huge pivot when I started reaching out to people for help. The difference it made, instead of sitting and stewing and hating myself and rethinking and thinking about all the things that I don't like about myself, there be finding your circle of people you can trust, that you can lean on, that you can say, hey, I'm not feeling good to. Finding people who will also, that you can trust, that will also, if you come to them, they'll also set you in place and be like, that's not good. Don't do that. That wasn't great. Having all of that's been what's helped my mental health. Like, that's the reason I'm here. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that you are here, and
I'm happy you're here. You kidding me?
That you had the people to tell you all these things, because you deserve it. You deserve all the good things. And all of you in chat deserve all the good things. And I feel like we think that we deserve good things only if we are successful, whatever that means. Only if we have achieved enough.
Right. Enough. That magic word.
What is that?
Enough.
Yeah. Enough. Which enough just to me is just such an empty word sometimes. Enough.
Yeah.
What is enough? What does that mean?
Yep.
Right? Like,
yep.
Okay. When is it gonna be enough? Like, you don't have to. I think it's harmful to connect the two, like our productivity with how much
you're worth. Yes. Oh, that's a whole separate conversation. Like, we can go about that.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's just so harmful, and we all do it, and I do it, and you do it, and
yeah.
And it's just it never really ends. You can just keep doing that. And you will never be enough for you. There will always be something missing. You will always have something that, but I'm not doing this thing.
Yep.
Let me just do. It will never end,
Yeah.
It's very unhealthy to connect behavior changes or goals to outcomes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Oh my gosh. Oh. You are so awesome. I want to talk to you forever and ever. But I also want to release you because you had a full day of streaming, and I don't need you burnt out, girlfriend. So
no, you're good. No, this is our time.
This is our time. This is fantastic. But please tell everybody where they can find you and what days and what you do, and self-promote the crap out of yourself. Please.
Oh gosh. Okay. Twitch.tv/Bloodyfaster. That's on Twitch if you want to find me. Then on Twitter, Bloodyfaster TV. Unfortunately, because
Twitter.
the Bloodyfaster was taken. So the way that I do things after my burnout happened, right? And because I'm trying to do things in a more healthy way nowadays, I announce the day of when I'm going to be streaming. So
Okay.
let's say that tomorrow I'm streaming. I will, like in the morning, I will say, hey, everyone, like at 2 p.m., there's going to be a stream until that time. I also set an end time now, which I never used to do, but it's
so healthy.
helpful.
So good.
Oh, I've been streaming for 5 years. That's the first time now that I said, okay, let's try this. Let's try this and see how it goes. Oh my gosh. Game changer.
Like it's
really.
also good for the community because because then people know, oh, you know, she's going to be streaming for 6 hours this time to this time. I'll come towards the end. Or, oh,
Yes.
I should put aside 3 hours because that's how long she streams. Having it's important for people to know when you're streaming, but it's just as important to know how long you're streaming for. I'm a huge advocate of this. Yeah.
Yes, I just started doing it, and I totally recommend to everyone and anyone who is doing content creation to think about it. If you have it, like, okay, I used to be, doing that thing. I'll start, and then who knows when I'm going to end? Maybe I'll get a raid. Maybe I'll get that. Just, I can't. No, it didn't work for me. Maybe it works for other people. It didn't work for me. Yeah. And now this works much better. So
good. I'm
tomorrow
glad you found
there will be a stream though. So hey. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you having these conversations with people because they're really important to be had. We need to be having them more and more and more, because that's really how people learn, right? Like repetition is great for learning. And the more that you hear something and the more people you see talking about a thing, your brain eventually, it says, oh, maybe that's the truth then. You know, all these people saying, well, okay, all right.
And it finally sinks in. All it takes is it's the right time, the right place, and you hear it, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah, I get it now. Oh, I get it. It's like, okay. But yes, just please do not hesitate to ask for help. I don't know, maybe some people had bad experiences with asking for help. And that maybe, kind of makes them feel hesitant about asking for help again. And I'm sorry if you had this experience ever with anyone, but don't let that deter you from asking for help again, because trust me, there's a lot of people who would be delighted to help out. And because helping out, I don't know, feels good for the person who is helping as well.
Yeah,
it feels good helping someone.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, don't think that is just like a selfless act, mind you. Like when I am helping someone, I am also getting satisfaction from it, because then you're like, oh shit, I helped that person, and it's great. Asking for help is really hard. I know it is very, very damn hard, but and again, important to find your people. And it doesn't matter if it's a lot of them. No, like quality over quantity. Find your people. And just lean on them whenever you have to. The way that you would expect your people to lean on you when they have problems, the way that you say to your friends, here's my shoulder, you can cry on it if you want to, you can vent to me. I say those things to my friends, and I mean them 100%. But then even I, now that I'm here talking and saying all those things to you, even I think sometimes, oh, I'm not gonna bother them with my problems right now. Like sometimes I also feel this way. And it takes an active attempt to get my brain out of this and say, no, like, come on, what are you talking about? This is not real. They love you, this is your friend you're talking about.
Yeah.
I could talk about this for many hours. So
good. So you coming back is what you're saying. You're coming back.
If you're gonna have me back, I'm gonna come back.
Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, this was so lovely. Please go follow Bloodyfaster. We will be B. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
You have a
you.
great rest of your stream. Bye.